Hi everybody, and welcome to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. On this video, we've got posts from Relationship Advice with an update. I'm Ivy A-hole, and today I effed up. So if you want to get started with the stories, then just use the timestamps below the video. Now, I'd like to thank all of you that support me and my videos in so many different ways. Thank you very much, it really does mean a lot to me. And if this is the first time watching one of my videos and you like it, then consider subscribing to the channel and joining us on Discord. Now let's get started with today's stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's from user LZ Harsh. I, 29 female, am unsure on how to put the moves on my husband, 32 male. Okay, this might sound weird, but hear me out. For background, we've been together 15 years and married for 13. I have a mental disorder that keeps me on a few medications. I've been on these meds since I was 19. One of these meds is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or SSRI. One of the well-known side effects of this SSRI is a loss of sex drive. So, since I was a teenager, I haven't been super interested in sex. I find people attractive, I find my husband particularly attractive, but it just never connects between that and sex. Now, I like sex. I like having sex with my husband, and we have a fairly active sex life for being together 15 years, like 2 to 3 times a week. Just until now, sex doesn't cross my mind unless he is coming on to me. So my sex drive has come back. We've taken me off the med that lowered it, and it has come back in full force. So the issue I'm running into is that for the last 10 years, I've just waited for my husband to come on to me. Now that I'm off it, well, I feel 16 again. But since I've been so ambivalent for so long, I have no idea how to hit on my husband, and I just want it pretty much all the time. I find myself scared of rejection, or imagining he doesn't want to sleep with me. I've gained a bit of weight lately and I'm incredibly self-conscious. Every time I start to, I find myself pulling away out of fear. For what it's worth, he is never anything but complimentary to me, my personality and my body. He tells me 10 times a day he thinks I'm cute or sexy. I'm sure he'd be receptive to sex, but it still terrifies me to make that move. Does anyone have any ideas? Well, OP, first of all, congratulations on getting off that med. Something must be going right that you either lowered that dose or you're changing it for one that doesn't inhibit your sex drive, so good for you both. Now, regarding your issue, I would say talk to your husband about how you're feeling. Getting your sex drive back after a full decade must be completely overwhelming. But if you trust your husband, just be honest with him. I do not believe he would reject you like that. I don't know if he's gonna be in the mood every single moment that you are, but that's just normal. You shouldn't be afraid of that. So talk to your husband, be upfront with him, and see what you guys can come up with. What do you guys think OP should do? Let me know your opinion in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they recommended OP to do. Ipsum Kami says, why don't you just be honest? Like, say that you've been on meds that kills your sex drive, and the only way you wanted sex was if he initiated it. Now that you're off meds, you want him, like all the time. Then tell him that you have no idea how to make moves and that you're terrified of rejection. Then ask for tips. This would be embarrassing to say, but you're not offering anything, so there is nothing to reject. He would be super happy about this. I believe honesty is usually the best way forward. Good luck. Smiley face. Voluce says, I think you're overthinking it. There is no correct way to put the moves on someone. It doesn't have to be subtle or flirty. I usually just announce, I'm horny, lol. If you're unsure, ask your boyfriend how he would like you to initiate. Maybe it helps to agree on some kind of signal. Smiley face. Most of all, I think you just have to try it sometime. Once you build up some positive experiences with initiating, it'll get easier. Sweet Pippa says, I understand being nervous, but I think you're psyching yourself out. Think about the things he does to initiate with you and try those. Usually, it's a bit more spark and intention in a kiss or getting gropey, and let them respond from there and see where you get to. Sometimes it's using your words to say, hey, how about we take our pants off? Or, I want to take you to bed. Or, do you have time right now for sex? Try anything you can think of. Let him know you are feeling much more interested than usual so he knows what's up. And he may also initiate more knowing you are likely to be receptive. No one has sex with someone they're not attracted to 2 to 3 times a week, hon. He definitely thinks you're hot, so try to get that story out of your head. Remind yourself that even if he says no once in a while, that still doesn't mean he doesn't want you. Just that moment didn't work for him. Have fun with this. Well, I think the community has given OP pretty good advice as to how she could go on and tackle this issue, but I still believe that the first one should be talk to him. There's no point in stressing out over something that you don't know might happen or might not happen. I'm pretty sure that if you tell him that you're off your meds and that you are more receptive, he will also want to initiate more often. Or, like the other commenter said, be more open to you initiating and, having fun with this. In any case, OP has given us an update, so let's continue to see what she did and what happened. My last post didn't get a ton of attention, but I thought I would update people anyways. I took most of everyone's advice and talked to my husband. He thought the whole situation was hilarious, in a nice way, but he was very reassuring. I told him about my fears of rejection or doing something wrong. How my body issues have made it difficult to initiate because I fear I won't be able to turn him on. He gave me some ideas on how I might come on to him, what subtle moves might work to help initiate. He also reassured me that unless something major was going on or he was sick, he would pretty much always reciprocate. He soothed my body fears and told me he finds me very attractive and I shouldn't worry about that. You guys, this has been life-changing. Talking with my husband completely alleviated my fears. After a couple of false starts, I was able to start initiating, and it's been going great. We're both all over each other all the time, just like we were high schoolers again, maybe even better. Thank you so much everyone for convincing me to talk to my husband. Well, congratulations OP, and once again, communication and honesty proved to be the right way to approach things. It's great that you were able to talk to your husband and told him how you felt, and also the way your husband was receptive to it was fantastic. So this is great news OP, and now like that last commenter said, have fun with this, take care. And now we move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's from user GlitteringOil2705. Am I the a-hole for publicly shaming my daughter's bully's mother after she refused to handle this situation in private? So I'm a 26 female and a mom to B, 8 female. For a few weeks now, B has been coming home crying because of this girl in her class, H. Apparently, H has never been violent, but she is really mean to B, and it's clearly getting to her. The teacher was fortunately really nice about this and said she would read this story about bullying in class and if necessary talk to H in private about the situation. She did both, but unfortunately it did absolutely nothing. So the teacher asked me if I would like her to mediate a meeting between me and H's parents, if they agreed to it. They didn't. So basically I had no other choice but trying to talk to them directly. Some of us are in a parent group chat, which we only use for school functions, last-minute needs for rides, stuff like that. H's mom is on that group chat, so I pulled her number from there and sent her a text explaining the situation and asking her if it was possible for her to talk to H about it, or maybe, if she wanted to, we could all meet up to try and work it out. Literally, the only answer I got from her was something along the lines of, "This is normal kid behavior and you'll see it when you have more parenting experience." I tried to talk it out further, even waited for her one day at drop-off, but she pulled the "you're harassing me" card and I, not knowing what to do, stopped. The bullying didn't though. So this is where I might have been the a-hole. I took it to the group chat. I straight up got on there and said that my daughter was being bullied, and that I was only taking it to the group chat because I had tried to handle this privately. And the parents, I said, you know who you are, weren't willing to do anything about it. At this point, I hadn't named any names. I immediately got an outpour of sympathy and support from other parents, and a lot of, "If it's ever my kid, please let me know." And it was genuinely moving. Until H's mom actually tried to ride that train. She actually sent me a private text saying, "We have talked about this," in the same breath that she sent, "Bullying is never okay," and blah 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 to the group chat. I was honestly so angry, I quoted her and said something like, "You gotta be kidding me," which obviously gave it away. The group chat went crickets after that, but she sent me a chain of really angry private messages saying I had publicly humiliated her and made her look bad in front of the other parents, giving her and her child a bad reputation at this school she'll be going to for years. Honestly, I started feeling a little bad after that, but the truth is that I tried to handle the situation more maturely, but she wasn't cooperating, so I almost feel vindicated. Still, I'm afraid I might have been unfair to her child in the process, so I'm questioning it a little. Am I the a-hole? No, OP, you are not the a-hole. I'm really sorry for H if she's going to experience any sort of secondary whiplash or something like that because parents are not going to want their kids to hang out with her, but that's on her mom. You used every possible way at your disposal to get a hold of her and tried to get her to stop her daughter's bullying. She simply didn't want to. It's not that the child is incorrigible or anything like that, she just simply denied it. She said, "Oh, that's just regular kid behavior." Okay, it can be regular kid behavior in some cases, but then the parent is the one that's supposed to step in and teach the child that bullying is not right. I'm guessing somebody failed H's mom when she was growing up, and now she's failing her daughter. OP, you stood up for your child, and that's what a parent is supposed to do, either by correcting them, teaching them, or helping them and supporting them. That other parent didn't, so you're okay, not the a-hole. What do you guys think? What is your judgment in this situation? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they had to say. CZT 1991 says, "Oh, it's impressive how the daughter takes after the mom. This is a perfect illustration of generational behavioral issues. Not the a-hole. They are though." Delicious Lobster 468 says, "Not the a-hole, but I would have followed up to have the bully transferred to another class if the teacher couldn't end it. But you didn't make them look bad. They made themselves look bad with their behavior. You just didn't help cover it up." What No Potatoes says, "Not the a-hole. Fellow young mom here, just admiring your shiny spine. Sounds like the typical stuck-up older mother thinking she can bully a younger mother into accepting her little princess's behavior." That's how I'm interpreting the experience comment anyway. Stick to your guns and don't be pushed around. Go get 'em, sister. OP responds, "Aw, thank you. That means a lot. I think this goes beyond my age, but I've always felt some condescension, to say the least, from some other moms in my kids' class about my age. Most parents are completely indifferent to it, but there are definitely some moms who have at least felt the need to point out how young I am. It doesn't help that I look even younger. It's not great, but oh well, it is what it is. Thank you." OP's edit. "Oh wow, I definitely wasn't expecting this to blow up." Just to answer some of the questions that seemed to be asked the most. The bullying entailed mostly petty stuff, name-calling, belittling my child's likes and interests, which I understand isn't anything massive, but it's the fact that it's almost a daily occurrence and that it has been going on for weeks that gets to me. Plus, even small things can be hurtful for an 8-year-old child, especially if done repeatedly. As for why I didn't take it up to the school administration, after the teacher said she couldn't do anything else, I just felt like I was better off trying to handle things directly with the parents and was trying to exhaust all avenues in that way before going to the administration, which seems to be quite a process and one I don't want to have to put my child through. Still, I know going to the group chat was an impulsive action, and that was why I came here asking for your opinion, so thank you for giving it to me. Even the less favorable ones gave me something to consider, so thank you. Okay, well, I agree with the judgment and you already know that. So now we move on to the next post. A short and sweet post from the subreddit Today I F'd Up by the user Breeps. Today I F'd up by calling out my dog's name, River, loudly and theatrically while standing in a river. Currently holidaying in the Lake District. We were on a cycle trail along a river that goes over a number of bridges. Beautiful day, the scenery is amazing. We come to an area where you can go down the water, really idyllic. I'm with my in-laws and brother-in-law's family. We have 4 dogs between us. My dog, River, heads off downstream, obviously has a sense of something. After a few minutes, you can barely see her in the distance. She's not coming to the whistle, so I go and stand on a prominent rock and start shouting her name. For a solid minute and in multiple tones, I loudly bellow, "River! River! River!" There are people on the bridge above. There are families around me having picnics. My family is laughing at me at the bank and I have no idea why. It was only after she'd returned finally that they were like, "You're just shouting river at the river and none of these people know why." I have been laughing on and off since. Well, P, I have to say, it's not one of these shocking Today I F'd Up stories, but it's still cute and it's nice, and I am laughing just picturing you screaming river at the river and nobody really noticing that there's a dog in the distance that you're actually calling. I think it was hilarious, so thank you for sharing. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I certainly did reading them to you. So if you did, then go ahead and give the video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and become a member of our Discord community that just keeps growing and it is fantastic. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the relevant links are in the video description below, so be sure to check them out. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys enjoy this content, so thank you once again. And having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.